Good morning, everyone. It is Professor Ananka, and today we are going to be reading the declassified CIA file for Project Gondola Wish. In content, it is very similar to that of Project Sunstreak, but with a much heavier focus on the Russian and Eastern parapsychological testing which influenced the creation of these projects. We'll type in Project Gondola Wish, and we'll choose the second option, Gondola Wish, directly from the CIA's website. Open the file. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit for those of you who would like to read along with me. And let's begin this reading. Approved for release, redacted. IAGPA-OPOA, Gondola Wish. Through Chief OPSEC SPT Division, 902nd MI Group. From C.I.A. Studies Section, OPSEC SPT Division. To Commander of the 902nd MI Group. Number 1. Problem. To integrate the Soviet and East European parapsychology intelligence collection threats into the all-source OPSEC support scenario. Number 2. Assumptions. Assumption A. The Soviets have a parapsychology research program whose existence is classified and whose funding and control reside largely with the Ministry of Defense and possibly with the KGB. This program has been active since the early 1960s. It is staffed by competent scientists and technicians, and includes about 10 research units that range in size from a single laboratory to large institutes employing several hundred people. Soviet researchers have gained experience with a greater variety of research methods than have their U.S. counterparts, and have completed more of the critical experiments needed to evaluate adequately the applications of paranormal abilities. Assumption B. The Soviets will continue their attempts to develop the paranormal abilities of individuals to the point that these abilities can be used successfully in applied tasks. Assumption C. Based on the areas apparently chosen by the Soviets for applications development and on the results of U.S. research, the major impact of Soviet applied parapsychology research is in the area of intelligence collection. Assumption D. The CIA has successfully used parapsychological techniques for offensive intelligence collection. U.S. research has demonstrated the ability to use paranormal sensory mechanisms for intelligence collection numerous times. Assumption E. Based on U.S. state-of-the-art, the advanced state of Soviet parapsychology research, and KGB sponsorship of this effort, the Soviets are believed to have the ability to conduct intelligence missions using parapsychology. It is reasonable to assume that the Soviets have exercised their ability. Number 3. Facts bearing on the problem. A. Although the offensive side of the intelligence community has become involved in parapsychology, no agency has yet attempted to assess the security impact of the Soviet threat. B. Based on discussions with DIA, the Soviet and East European parapsychology intelligence collection threat would most likely be directed against R&D of advanced weapon systems and or upper echelon military organizations. C. The 902nd MI Group is the only intelligence organization with the ability and the mission capable of providing meaningful security support to counter the Soviet parapsychology threat. D. Initially, MI personnel will require specialized training to be conducted by a civilian institute at minimal cost. As a result of this training, these personnel will be able to demonstrate the threat, assess vulnerabilities, and make recommendations concerning paranormal intelligence collection methods. E. The program, to be truly effective, would eventually require a field operations team trained in the use of parapsychology in support of specific OPSEC missions. Number 4. Discussion. A. Definition. Gondola Wish is a program designed to integrate the Soviet and East European parapsychology intelligence collection threats into the all-source OPSEC support scenario. This is to be accomplished by training MI personnel to be able to collect sensitive intelligence data through parapsychological means. Such training has been scientifically demonstrated to be possible and is available, and then to utilize these trained personnel to perform the OPSEC cycle, i.e., demonstrate the threat, identify EEFI exploitable by parapsychological means, determine vulnerabilities, and recommend countermeasures in support of selected installations and projects. In-house comment. This program concept has been discussed with DIA and the Foreign Technology Division, FTD, U.S. Air Force. They agree with the concept, feel that the 902nd has the best charter to pursue it, and encourage continued emphasis of the program because of its vital importance to national security. B. Classification. The term Gondola Wish is a nickname and is unclassified. When Gondola Wish is used in conjunction with the description of the project, it becomes secret. The project Gondola Wish is classified secret up of paragraph 2-303A, DOD 5200.1-R. In addition to its classification, information relating to the project must be maintained on a strict need-to-know basis and kept close hold for the following reasons. First, over the years, the study of parapsychology has been plagued by religious and occult overtones. Because of this, many have been unable and unwilling to accept the realities of parapsychological phenomena. Regardless of scientific evidence developed by highly respected institutions, many feel that to recognize the existence of extrasensory perception, ESP, out-of-body experiences, OOBE, or psychokinesis, PK, undermines the very foundation of their belief system. These individuals may be compelled by their religious or moral aspirations to reveal classified information with the belief that they are doing it for the good of the country. Still another source or resistance to accepting the principles of parapsychological phenomena is social or peer pressure. Many feel that if they express their interest in such a weird subject, that they will be segregated from their peers, fired from their jobs, rejected by their families, or labeled as some kind of nut. On the other end of the spectrum are those individuals whose belief structure is based on religious or occult concepts which foster parapsychology. These individuals tend to lose their perspective in dealing in this area, and therefore would be dysfunctional to the program. Additionally, these individuals may release project information to foster their own personal philosophies, which they hold to be more important than the classification criteria. Background: DOD involvement. The DIA is presently monitoring all DOD activities in parapsychology. While there is some DIA-sponsored R&D in parapsychology, there are no DOD agencies which are known by DIA to use parapsychological techniques for offensive intelligence collection. B. MIA originally had the charter within DOD to assess Soviet parapsychology research. MIA published 2 documents to this end, one in 1972 and another in 1975. C. Foreign Technology Division, FTD, U.S. Air Force, now has the DOD charter to assess Warsaw Pact country activities in parapsychology, to include assessment of trends, current research, and potential future achievements. The most recent report on this effort was published on the 1st of October, 1977. D. MIA receives briefings along with DARCOM personnel to keep in touch with the state of the art in both U.S. and Soviet research. CIA involvement. In 1975, the CIA contracted, redacted, to review Soviet research literature concerning parapsychology. The results of their work were published on the 14th of January, 1976. The CIA continues to assess the organization, scope, potential intelligence value, and military significance of Soviet parapsychological research. The CIA's most current report was published in April 1977. The CIA has used parapsychological techniques for offensive intelligence collection. These missions were conducted during the early 1970s. An official parapsychology offensive intelligence collection program is not being pursued at this time. There are 2 reasons for this. First, the source, gifted individual they were using, Patrick H. Price, died. Second, the department that was in charge of this program was the same one that was alleged to have planned assassination plots. That department was disbanded, the personnel reassigned, and much documentation was destroyed. The DIA postulates that CIA will be conducting an official collection program in the future when the political climate is better. Additionally, other DOD officials consider it possible that individuals within the CIA are pursuing parapsychological collection techniques on an unofficial basis. U.S. research. Stanford Research Institute, SRI, Menlo Park, California, is under contract from FTD to conduct experimental research to verify the information which FTD collects in their attempts to assess Warsaw Pact country activities in parapsychology. SRI conducts parallel experiments to those known to be done in Warsaw Pact countries, and thereby attempts to determine their state of the art. SRI has published a great deal of unclassified information concerning parapsychology. A secret report which addresses their contract with FTD was published in July 1977. Numerous academic and research organizations have investigated parapsychology. Some of this work is credible, while other work is not because of its lack of scientific principles. At any rate, there is a great deal of unclassified, open-source literature on the subject. Training. 1. Both U.S. and Soviet research have shown that individual paranormal ability is intrinsic, and that this ability can be enhanced through training and practice. Such training can include reinforcement techniques, meditative practice, self-hypnosis, biofeedback, and in the USSR, drug-induced altered states of consciousness. Number 2. The Monroe Institute of Applied Sciences, MIAS, Afton, VA, provides relaxation training to industrial executives using advanced biofeedback techniques. MIAS also provides a multidisciplined program designed to enhance paranormal abilities for interested individuals. Results of this program are documented and appear to be meaningful. Number 3. MIAS has been contacted and is willing to conduct training of MI personnel on a confidential basis. MIAS is concerned about the Soviet threat and has been briefed on OPSEC concepts. At the present time, we are working with MIAS to determine selection criteria for trainees. F. Documentation. The project officer for Gondola Wish has on-hand documents relating to parapsychology from the following agencies, as well as numerous open-source publications: the CIA, DIA, MIIA, INSCOM, FTD U.S. Air Force, NIS USN, and civilian contractors. Conclusions. A. The Soviets have the ability to collect intelligence using paranormal means and are believed to be doing so. The U.S. Army is subject to exploitation by the Soviet parapsychology threat. Action must be taken to counter this threat if the U.S. Army is going to remain effective in the accomplishment of its mission. The OPSEC mission of the 902nd MI Group is best suited to provide the U.S. Army with security support designed to counter this new Soviet threat. Action recommended. Recommend that Project Gondola Wish be continued. Recommend that minimal funds be made available for training MI personnel. Recommend that the attached MBO plan for Gondola Wish be adopted. Frederick H. Atwater, 2nd Lieutenant, MI C.I.A. Studies Section.